Help me reach 7,000 subscribers. Please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your feedback helps make the content better. She came home, buzzing like she'd won a trophy, dumped her toad on the chair, kicked off her heels, and said, "Evan closed the biggest deal this quarter. You should have seen the room when he walked in. Calm, sharp, total command. Good for him," I told her. "That's what you aim for. Nothing wrong with studying someone at the top." That's what I keep telling people. She grabbed a sparkling water, leaned on the counter. "He sees angles nobody else sees. Like the way he handled procurement. Brilliant." "Nice," I nodded. "Let's take a page. I could trim costs at my shop the same way. Buy parts in bulk for the winter rush." She smiled, bright, energized, and for a minute it felt normal. If I'd seen where that praise was headed, I would have drawn the line that night and saved myself time. But optimism is stubborn. We hosted friends that weekend. Backyard, burgers, the usual Saturday mess. Mike from my softball team flipped patties. His wife Nora arranged tomatoes like the board was a crime scene. Jenna, who worked with Laura, came too. She carried a lemon pie and an arsenal of workplace gossip. "You guys here? Evan crushed that contract," Jenna announced before the lid was off the pie. Laura lit up again. "You're not getting it. The way he sold it. He didn't push. He guided them to the conclusion. He has this presence. Everything lines up when he talks." Mike raised an eyebrow at me. "Sounds like a TED Talk with better catering." Laura waved him off. "It's not hype. We'd be lost without him. He told me yesterday, I'm one of the few who gets it." Nora brushed a crumb off her hand. "That's nice to hear from a boss, I guess." "More than nice," Laura said. "He raises the bar. Other men should take notes." There it was. Not a dagger, more like a thumbtack. I flipped a burger and answered level. "I do fine on notes. The shop's in the black, crew's busy, customers come back. But hey, happy for whoever's winning." Jenna smirked. "Don't be sensitive, Dan. She means it generally." "I'm not sensitive," I replied. "I just don't do hero worship at my table." Laura set down her drink, tone tightening. "I'm sharing something exciting from my week. Sorry if that bruises your male pride." Mike coughed a laugh. "Oh." I didn't raise my voice. "You can be proud of your team without turning our dinner into Evan Appreciation Night. Keep it balanced." She crossed her arms. "Maybe if you had more ambition about the shop, I wouldn't need to bring ideas home." "I take ideas," I said, "not lectures framed as compliments to another man." Jenna leaned toward Laura. "Let's not start a domestic on the patio." I looked at the group, then at Laura. "New rule. Work talk gets a 10-minute limit when we have people over. I don't host staff meetings." "Excuse me," she shot back. 10 minutes. Timer on my phone if needed," I said. "We can talk schedules, projects, Evan's haircut, whatever, inside that window. After that, the patio is a work-free zone." Mike grinned. "I like timers." Nora touched Laura's elbow. "It's reasonable." Laura let out a breath, tried a polite smile. "Sure. 10 minutes. Sorry, everyone. Work has momentum." "Sounds like you do too," I said. "Let's eat before the burgers become hockey pucks." We ate. She kept to the rule, mostly, but her eyes cut toward me in a way that said she didn't enjoy being told where the edge was. I enjoyed not being a prop in a monologue. As people packed up, I cleared plates. Nora whispered near the sink, "That timer thing, bold. A boundary is cheaper than resentment," I said. She patted my shoulder like I'd solved her laundry rotation. Later, when it was just the two of us, she was cooler than the leftovers. She wiped the counter like it had personally offended her. "I set a simple guardrail," I told her. "You embarrassed me," she replied. "In front of my friend. I didn't raise my voice, didn't insult you, didn't air anything private. I set a time limit on shop talk. If that embarrasses you, maybe the content needs editing, not the clock." She shook her head and put the dish towel down. "You're rigid," she muttered, heading upstairs. She went quiet the next week. Late night, started showing up on my phone around 6:30, like clockwork. She came home drained, clipped, edged with that distant smile people wear when they're somewhere else. On Wednesday, I tried it plain. "What time will you be home?" "Not sure," she said, looking past me at nothing. "He needs numbers before tomorrow. He has a team, and you have a home. Give me a window. I plan dinner." "I can't predict everything," she shot back. "This is how careers grow." "Careers grow with structure," I replied. "So here's mine. On nights you can't name a window, don't count me in. I'm cooking for one. And I'm done waiting at the door like a dog that expects a walk. Her eyebrows went up. So petty. Adult, I corrected. That's the word. I'm separating the grocery budget starting tomorrow. Your card for your nights, mine for mine. And I'm moving my Thursday work to evenings. If we overlap, great. If not, schedule beats assumption. She stared, then shook her head with that half-laugh women use when they believe they're dealing with a stubborn child. You're creating problems. I'm acknowledging a pattern, I said, grabbing my keys. If you want something Friday, say it by noon Thursday. If not, enjoy your momentum. The next morning there was coffee waiting and a note stuck to the machine. I'm sorry I was short. You're right about windows. Dinner Friday? I'll be home by 6. Illusion of change. I clocked it, still took the coffee. 6 is good, I texted. I'll make ribs. She came at 5:58, carried ice cream, kissed my cheek, and told a story about a co-worker's spreadsheet disaster that ended with, Evan would have caught it in 3 seconds. You know how he is, but I handled it. How you are is what matters here, I said, plating ribs. She smiled easy. For an hour, we were married again. Then she asked, like slipping a card from under the table, hey, there's a team thing next Tuesday. Drinks at that new rooftop. You should come. Meet him. I wiped my hands, waited. I have late appointments Tuesday. 2 brake jobs and a pickup that's been squeaking since January. Move them, she said. You said you wanted to understand what I'm building. I want to understand you, I answered. Not sign up for a fan club. But sure, I'll come by for 1 drink. 1. Her smile brightened. Great. You'll see what I mean. We went. Rooftop, skyline, bright chatter. Evan was what I expected. Presentable, smooth, practiced eye contact. He shook my hand like a man who'd read about firm handshakes in a management book. So you run a shop, he said. That's real work. It is, I answered. Problem solving in steel and grease. People roll in with a smack in their day, roll out safer. I like it. I can respect that, he said, scanning the room while respecting it. We could use that attitude in sales. Laura slid in. Evan, tell him about the procurement play you ran. He obliged, concise, almost rehearsed. I listened, nodded in the right places, and drank 1 beer slowly. After 10 minutes, I checked my imaginary timer. Good meeting you, I told him. Laura, I'm calling it. Early day tomorrow. Evan smiled. Great to meet you, Dan. He turned to greet someone who mattered more than a mechanic. On the elevator down, Laura sighed. You barely tried. I showed up, I said. You wanted me to see him. I saw him. Polished. Busy. He doesn't need me, and I don't need him. You were stiff, she said. He probably thinks you're solid. I cut in. He probably thinks I'm solid. Which is accurate. She stared at the elevator doors like answers might appear. There's a client trip next month. He asked me to join. It's an honor. What's the schedule? I asked. Just a day? Fly in, back the next evening. He wants me there because I'm good at reading the room. Reading rooms is useful, I said. But my position's clear. I don't like travel pairs with after-hours holes. That's where lines blur and people pretend they didn't see the line. You don't trust me? She asked. Eyes narrowing. I trust patterns, I replied. We set a limit at home. You moved the conversation to the office, then to nights, then to rooftops. Now it's flights. I don't wrestle with undertows. She folded her arms. This is insulting. It's a stance, I said. If it's a must, keep it strictly transactional. Day trip, daylight meetings. Back the same night. That's not realistic, she snapped. Then I'm not on board, I said. Your career decisions are yours. My boundaries are mine. She exhaled hard. We'll talk later. I've said my part, I told her, stepping into the night air that felt cleaner than the conversation. The week before the trip, she softened again. Second illusion warming up. She packed my lunch twice, texted photos of a dog she saw by the office, asked about my guy Luis and his new baby. Sunday morning she made pancakes and kissed my neck just because you look tired and you do so much. I appreciate it, I said. I did. And I didn't step off my line. 2 days later, she held up an itinerary at the kitchen island. See? 1 day. Meetings blocked. Hotel in case the last one runs late. We'll be back tomorrow night. Not a fan of the in case, I replied. But you at least wrote it down. It's fine, she said breezy. You'll text me. I'll text back. No drama. Copy that, I said. The next morning, after she left for the airport, I called a number Mike had messaged me. You still have that investigator in Dallas? I asked. Guy named Carter, Mike said. He's legit. Helped my cousin confirm a warehouse supervisor was selling inventory out the back. Want peace of mind, I told him. I called Carter. Told him the hotel, the supposed client, the timetable, the make and plate of Laura's car from the airport lot. I didn't add heat. I gave him facts. He listened. You want eyes on arrival, verify movement, document who goes in, who goes out. That's right, I said. If everything's fine, it's an expensive reassurance and a story we never tell. Clean, he said. Text me the details. I'll be there. Laura texted at noon. Landing. Quick lunch. You good? I answered neutral. All good. Shop slammed. Ping me after your first meeting. She sent a thumbs up and a selfie with a conference room behind her. He wasn't in the frame. Noted. At 7:13 that evening, I got a longer message. Hey, slight snag. The hotel messed up the reservation. There's only one room left, and it's a double, so we're just going to take it because everything else nearby is booked. Also, the rental car had a check engine light. Fun, so we have to wait until morning. They're saying 3 days for a replacement. I miss you. Don't be upset. This is just logistics. I leaned against my workbench, looked at the text twice, and laughed. Not cruelly. More like when someone tries to sell you your own wrench. I called Carter. He picked up on the first ring. Update, he said. They checked into the hotel at 4:20. He carried both suitcases. They parked a sedan downstairs. No rental tags, local plates. Your plate list matches nothing. Also, the car hasn't moved. They ordered room service twice. No separate rooms. No lobby time after 6. I got photos. Send them, I replied. They came through. Timestamps, clear enough. Facts, not feelings. I texted Laura back. Logistics make honest people careful, not casual. When you're finished with your project manager, extend the room for a few weeks. Don't bother flying back. When the paperwork is in motion, I'll let you know. Then I opened my banking app and sent a transfer to her account. Enough for a stay that would keep her comfortable while I rearranged the house that night. Within 3 minutes, my phone lit up. What is this? Dan. Answer. Be an adult. Call me. Then the calls started, rolling through until my voicemail was a stack of orders. I put the phone face down and called the locksmith. By midnight, the locks were changed. By 1 a.m., the storage bins were stacked in the living room. I packed her closet while the neighbor across the hall, Pam, shuffled by in slippers and blinked at me. Switching seasons? She asked. Switching tenants, I said. Huh, she replied, and kept walking. I'm not much for exposition. At 9 the next morning, I drove half the boxes to her parents' place in Arvada. Her dad opened the door and stood there like I'd delivered a satellite dish. Everything okay? He asked. Not even close, I said. These are Laura's. I'd prefer she stay with you a while. He swallowed. Should I be calling her? You can try, I told him. She's not flying back yet. Her mom stepped up behind him. What happened? Ask her, I answered. I'm not going to run a narrative. Back home, I made coffee, answered 2 customer calls, and ignored 6 from Laura. At 11, Carter texted. He had breakfast sent up. Laundry bag outside the door. No movement. I forwarded Laura the photo of the laundry tag with the room number clear as a billboard. No text this time. Just the image. 2 minutes later, the messages stopped. Jenna called at 2. What did you do? She demanded. Laura just messaged me some insane thing about you sending her money and telling her not to come home. I adjusted access, I said. It's my house. You're being cruel. I'm being clean. And I don't discuss my marriage with her coworker, I said, and ended the call. Then I blocked her. I'm generous until I'm not. That night, I slept fine. 2 missed calls after midnight. A string of messages at 3:05. Begging for a conversation. Saying I'd misread everything. Asking why I didn't trust her. I replied at 7 with Carter's write-up attached. No commentary. At 7:08, silence fell like snow. A day and a half later, a frantic rattle at the front door. Then pounding. Pam's chain slid across the hall. Someone's dog barked. I looked through the peephole. Laura, hair frizzed with airport weather, yanking on a handle that wouldn't help her. I opened because my neighbors didn't sign on for a drum solo. She pushed in 2 steps. What is this? Why would you? I held up a hand. Lower your volume. You don't get to turn my house into your stage. I can explain, she said. The hotel messed up, the car really. Your car never moved, I replied. And you didn't have a rental. Carter tracked the plates. He tracked your room service. He tracked your door. She stared at me like I'd spoken in code. You hired someone? You made it necessary, I answered. You built a whole new rule book without me and expected me to clap along. I don't clap. She took a breath, searching for the old switch that used to flip me into patience. We're just colleagues, she said. He needed me there. We worked late. 2 beds. I let out a short laugh. Stop. You went somewhere with a man who's been living rent-free in your stories for months. You shared a door you didn't have to share. You sent me a script about logistics you hoped I'd swallow because I usually play calm. The calm stays. The access ends. She looked past me, maybe searching for a memory she liked better. We can fix this. We can, counseling. You can yell at me. I deserve it. I'll quit the travel. I'll block him if that makes you feel better. You won't block a person you built your weeks around, I said. And I don't outsource my dignity to a therapist. That's not fair, she said. You're throwing away a marriage over a misunderstanding. I'm closing a door over a pattern, I corrected. Your things are at your parents'. Drive there. They're waiting. Don't come back here. The timeline from the attorney will come to your email. Her jaw set. You're being dramatic. I'm being final, I said. She tried one more move. What about the house? We built this together. I paid the down payment. I've carried the mortgage. You'll get an itemized summary consistent with the prenup you signed, because 2 adults can do math even when they can't do respect. Her eyes flashed. So you're really doing this? Already did, I said. I held the door wider. The rest is logistics. She stood there a beat. You're cruel, she said again, quieter. Cruel is dragging your spouse through months of comparisons, I replied. Cruel is asking me to live under someone else's spotlight in my own kitchen. This is clean. Clean is kind, if you zoom out. From the hall, Pam cleared her throat like a sound effect in a sitcom nobody wanted to watch. Laura turned her head, saw the audience, and straightened. I'll go, she said, chin up. You'll regret this. I regret not setting firmer rules earlier, I said. Today I don't. She walked out. I closed the door gently, locked it, and stood there with my hand on cool metal. Not for drama. For certainty. After that, it was a parade for a week. She tried twice more to come back at odd hours. She called from her mom's phone. She emailed essays with subject lines like, please read, and one last thing. I kept replies short and procedural. Address, time to pick up the last of the boxes, a window when I'd be out so she wouldn't crave a scene. Then the office rumor mill did what rumor mills do. I heard it from Jenna, of all people, who couldn't help herself. Word spread you were done after that trip. She texted before I blocked her for good. He pulled her into a conference room and said it's complicated mixing signals and leadership. HR talked about image. She's on leave. Mike filled in the rest when we grabbed lunch. He cut her loose, he said around a sandwich. Apparently someone overheard her telling a teammate you'd change the locks, and the story grew legs. Bosses don't love distractions. I didn't set out to burn her career, I said. You didn't, he replied. Choices did. The legal side was simple and fast. Clean assets. Clean exit. No long fights. She signed, maybe because her leverage was smoke, maybe because she knew talking wouldn't fix a thing. I wired what I'd agreed to. She got nothing beyond that except a goodbye to her job and a path that no longer ran through my door. People ask me sometimes, in the coded ways people dance around bad topics, how I'm doing now. I tell them the truth. I travel a bit. I took a fishing weekend with my brother in Wisconsin, stared at quiet water, and didn't analyze it. I spent a week in Santa Fe, ate green chili with a fork, and bought a painting from a woman who'd lived 3 lives and painted all of them. I upgraded the shoplifts. I'm mentoring a kid who reminds me of me at 23, hands fast, mouth faster. He still shows up early. I park my truck in the same driveway, wave at Pam, and grill on Fridays without speeches about men who walk into rooms. I've dated some. No grand announcements. I'm not auditioning anyone. I'm checking for respect. One woman, Claire, teaches math at the community college and laughs with her eyes. She says what she means. She doesn't need me. She chooses me. That's the only language I speak now. As for Laura, I hear from Mike's cousin that she moved into a smaller place across town, then back with her parents for a stretch. No one keeps score, and yet the numbers keep themselves. I don't run a highlight reel, and I don't feel triumphant. That's not the emotion. The emotion is quiet. The last time she tried to reach me, months after the door scene, she left a voicemail. "I hope you're happy," she said. It wasn't angry. It wasn't anything. I deleted it and went back to fixing a customer's truck. The rotor had a groove I could have found blindfolded. Happiness isn't the point. Respect is. You see a line, you put your feet where they belong. And if someone keeps stepping on your toes while telling you it's a dance, you stop the music. You don't argue with the song. You leave the room, turn out the light, and let silence do the talking. That's what I did. And the quiet's been good to me.